Bladesmiths, welcome to the great outdoors. We brought you out here to the frozen tundra to make your lives miserable. Gentlemen, you have only hand-cranked coal forges to use today. There will be no power hammers. There will be no presses, just good old-fashioned hand hammering.
We're gonna be forging outside. And for me, I'm hoping that gives me an edge. My home forge is outside. I'm used to the cold. I'm hoping my competitors are not.
Now, there will be no signature blades in your signature style today. Instead, you'll be making kukris. And your kukris have to fall within the following parameters. The length of your kukri must be between 11 and 13 inches. They must have a through tang, an 1.5 inch waist, and a 2.5 inch belly. And you're making them out of this. Snowmobile. Gentlemen, this snowmobile is comprised of a lot of different materials. Your challenge is to figure out what the high carbon steel is, salvage that high carbon steel to make your kukri. Good luck, Bladesmiths. Your 3 hour starts now.
1, 2, 3.
Well, it looks like our snowmobile went belly up.
I need to get a large piece of metal. That's a big knife. We've got the coil springs, which I know are a great steel, but they're about 1/2 inch thick, so that's not enough steel to work with. I decided to go with the skis.
The temperature out here it's pretty cold, but I'm from Montana originally, so, you know, I can suck it up.
I cannot get this coal forge going to save my life.
Grab my piece of steel and take it to the ambulance and then start focusing on the forge. I have some experience with coal forges.
Josh has a pretty clean-looking fire.
I'd love to see him build that up a little bit more. You kind of want to have that stack, that cave where you've got a super hot core in there.
Overall, I'm actually feeling really good. I'm able to hit it for an appropriate amount of time without getting tired, put it back in the fire, and by the time I'm ready to swing again, it's hot.
My strength is forging, so I'm just trying to keep my heats pretty quick, so I can just forge a few times and then back in the fire, pull it out, hit it a few times, back in the fire.
One of my concerns watching Casey, a lot of times he's hammering and it looks gray from here.
A lot of these smiths have been going through today is they pull it out of that forge and it's glowing a knife orange, but it loses that color so rapidly.
Shaping the blade, the belly is going okay. The curvature that the kukri has is not going so well. It's not taking the shape that I want it to take. Hopefully it works out.
Bladesmiths, 90 minutes has elapsed. That is half the time in round 1.
I'm halfway through, I've got a good knife shape, and it's time for me to start working on the tang.
Ben is not slowing down over there, man. If anything, he's hitting harder and faster than he was when he first started out.
That's some stamina. I mean, he's hammered a beautiful shape into that.
I'm putting my stuff back in the fire. I'm trying to get that tang heated up. It's a lot of material to move as quickly as I can. I need to get that into a better shape. I look away from the forge a little bit too long. And it's melted.
Ben had lost a bit of his billet from overheating.
At those elevated temperatures, the grain is growing so fast and it becomes brittle even under the heat.
And I really look at the thickness of what I have, and I realize I can draw this out. I have enough material to actually make a more appropriately sized tang with what I've got.
Things are moving a lot better now. I'm definitely catching up to the rest of the guys.
That is an awesome swing that Casey has up there.
Yep, that's a barrier swing, man.
He's got that momentum going. Wow.
At this moment, I'm out of it. I'm lost in the sauce. I can't get what's in my head of what a kukri is supposed to look like and apply it to the piece I'm working on.
There's no way I'm gonna be able to just, move so much material out of the tang, so I'm gonna have to trim some fat out of it.
I have to dig deep, really deep.
And here we go. Adam's back on his crank. He's getting that coal forge going again. That's exactly what he needs to do. So we've got Casey in the quench.
It's still pretty straight. Didn't hear any pops or pings.
Man, looks like Ben just quenched over there.
There's no warps. Everything looks as straight as when I put it in. I'm happy with the way it looks. I think if I go into round 2, I'll definitely have a good starting point.
Yeah, I think she's good.
It looks straight, it looks good.
2 minutes, Bladesmiths, 2 minutes remaining.
My blade is not looking like a kukri, but I still want to turn it in. I take my blade out of the oil and realize my blade is 1/8 of an inch short.
1 minute, Bladesmiths.
I don't have time to reheat it or forge it out, so I do the next best thing.
Adam's hooking up the welder.
To get it long enough, I just take a piece of rebar, weld it on, hack it off, and that's my tip.
Adam added a 1/2 inch to the tip of his knife.
Make the parameters.
Figure I can make it pretty later.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bladesmiths, shut down your machines, drop your tools. This first round of forging is over.
Good job, dude.
Bladesmiths, time has expired in our first round of competition. This has been a tough day. Each of you was to have made a kukri between 11 and 13 inches in length with a through tang. Only 3 of you can move forward in this competition. 1 of you has to leave the forge. Ben, you're safe. You're moving on to the next round of competition. Good job. Josh, you're up first. The judges want to take a closer look at your work. Please present your blade to the judges.
All right, Josh, first up, the defining characteristics are not here. This is not a kukri. This is a kukri. The back, the spine you have, it comes to a point so you can thrust with it. The belly and the waist is there. You can make this a kukri by following this shape. And luckily, you have enough steel to do that.
Casey, you're up. Please present your blade to the judges.
This profile is by far the closest to what we think of as a kukri. But if you move forward in the second round, you got to move this choil back to here because you need all that steel to be part of your sharpened edge.
Okay.
Adam, you're up. Please present your blade to the judges.
Adam, I saw a couple of times where that clock got the better of you. But then I saw you reset and continue, and I really appreciate that. But unfortunately, at the end of the day,
that's not a kukri, and there's not enough steel here to turn it into one without a forge.
Adam, unfortunately, your blade doesn't make parameters because it's just not a kukri, and for that reason, we cannot have you move forward in this competition. Josh, Ben, congratulations. You guys have made it to the final round of this competition. Now we're sending you back to your home forges to recreate this iconic weapon from history. The Ramda. The Ramda is a sacrificial sword that descends from the weapons of India's legendary Rajput warriors. Its broad, heavy blade flares to an axe-like projection, which is ideally suited to the ritual beheading of large animals such as buffalo and goats. These sacrifices were made to the Hindu goddess of death, Kali, whose symbolic eye is often etched on the flared end of the blade so she can watch over the ceremony. The eye of Kali can be seen on the Ramda wielded by Zod in the comic series Berserk. Josh, Ben, your final challenge is to forge a Ramda. It must be an effective and deadly version of the weapon that you see here. Just make sure that your blades fall within the following parameters. The length of the blade must be between 20 and 23 inches in length. It must have a finial ball, a decorative eye of Kali, a demon buffalo hat, as well as a disc pommel. Failure to meet a single one of our parameters is grounds for immediate dismissal from this forge with no deliberation.
I feel excited about it because it's something that I've never, ever done before. So let's do it.
You'll have 4 days at your home forges in which to complete this challenge. At the end of those 4 days, you'll return and present your weapons to our panel of expert judges, and after they've thoroughly tested them, they'll declare one of you the Forged and Fire champion who walks out of here with a check for 10 grand. Good luck, Bladesmiths. We'll see you in 4 days.
First thing I'm trying to do is have a very, very good visual of what I'm gonna be aiming for. Also, need to concentrate on the finial right here. That's gonna be something that I need to keep my eye on, and it's gonna be a challenge. So this is the piece that I'm gonna be using. It's 5160 steel. I've never really have shaped something like this before, so I figure that the easiest way for me to shape that curve is just to start using the anvil as a hammer, and it actually worked. Progress is going great. So far, we got the basic profile done. Day one is over. Let's go have dinner. This is mi abuelita, the matriarch of the family. I'm tired, and I'm ready to stuff my face up with a good dinner.
I'm back in my home forge. It is about 5 degrees right now. Spring steel is a great material for something like this. It's gonna take a lot of abuse and be able to flex over and over again. So what I'm gonna try and do first is drawing out the tang. I'm gonna do a through tang, so it's gonna need to be long, but also thicker than the rest of the blade to give it strength. It's a big piece of steel, but I'll cut it. Oh, here it goes. Boom! The sun is setting. It's starting to get even colder than it already was, so I'm about to probably call it a night.
All right, so everything ready for quenching. The heat treatment is the soul of the knife. This has to go well. And I'm just noticing a slight curve. And it's not going away. I'm not gonna lose because of a warp. I'm gonna go ahead and requench. If it doesn't go well, a couple things can happen. A big warp, or the worst thing can be a crack. That's gonna push me to start all over again. Hopefully it worked. Yeah, yeah, it's beautiful.
I have it hot cut. Now I need to add the sweep to it, which is gonna be challenging. I almost forgot about the decorative finial at the top. That's kind of one of the things about being a ceremonial sacrificial sword. There's a lot of stuff on it that's decorative that serves no purpose other than for religious use, but I forget about it because I'm not used to making this stuff. Okay, the blade looks good. I've got enough material to work with. So I'm gonna go take it downstairs, start grinding. This is my homemade belt grinder. And this is how I have to start this thing. It's straight, I have my bevels ground in. It is the shape it needs to be. I'm looking to heat treat tonight.
Start of day 4 is here.
I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the handle. Ideally, what I want is to have a handle, not just nice looking, beautiful, but also something that is comfortable. So I need to have a handle that has a grip to it, that it doesn't feel like it's gonna fly off the hands. I've never done finial. This was definitely very challenging. I went with a diamond looking piece. It's different. I need to really make this blade pop. So besides the eye and the crown, I decided to add extra edge into it. But no matter how beautiful the blade is, if you miss one of the parameters, you're out of the competition.
It's day 4. There's a bit of a warp that happened during the tempering of the spine, and I don't have enough time to requench. I have too much other stuff to do. But I can still make this blade look the part, and I can still make it perform really, really well. So that's my goal for today. I'm just getting to work on the finial. It doesn't have to look like anything in particular. It's just kind of a knob at the end. I don't do a whole lot of engraving, so this is kind of out of my comfort zone. But after some light sanding, it's gonna be done. So I'm ready to go cut something. Whew, that's sharp.
All right, Bladesmiths, welcome to the kill test. Ramda, ram carcass. Josh, you're up first. You ready for this?
Well, let's kill it again. Dog is holding my Ramda, and I'm just thinking, just chop that head off. Just chop it. My heart is just pumping 10,000 miles per hour, man.
All right, Josh, let's talk about your Ramda here. The blade you have here is sharp. For every pass it makes, it cuts deeply. But I also love what you have here in sense of balance, that even though it's a chopper, the recovery is just comfortable enough to where you can cut all the way through. It feels good in the hand, it's got a great balance, and most importantly, it will kill.
That's
Good
awesome.
job.
Thank you.
All right, Ben, it's your turn. You ready for this?
I'm excited, let's do it. Right now, I'm really excited. I put my best work into this. Nothing's perfect, but my biggest concern is that there was a slight warp that I just really couldn't get out. So I'm really hoping that my blade outperforms Josh's in every other way so that it's a flaw that can be overlooked.
Something's off about this design.
It's part of the parameter, it's part of the design.
At this point, I'm a bit confused. I don't know what's going on.
Ben, your blade doesn't have a finial bull. It's one of the defining characteristics of the Ramda. It was also one of the parameters. And the judges feel that your blade cannot be tested evenly and fairly with Josh's. Dave Baker's gonna tell you why.
The design of the Ramda has that finial at the end of the blade. That finial can wind up being a cut restrictor, not allowing the blade to pass through a target. It also keeps that blade from being able to stab. Yours doesn't have that. How can we test them evenly?
I understand.
Ben, Forged and Fire champions don't miss parameters. I'd like to invite you to shake our hands, shake your competitor's hand, and then please leave the forge.
I'm pretty disappointed. I really wanted to see my blade chop through that ram, but I'm happy with what I turned in. And at the end of the day, I think I'm definitely leaving a better bladesmith than when I came in.
Josh, congratulations. You're the Forged and Fire champion, and that's a title that comes with a check for $10,000. Come on forward and shake our hands, brother.
I cannot believe this is happening. I think what I'm gonna do with the $10,000 is gonna go to open a shop where I'm gonna be providing workshops for at-risk youth. My abuelita told me, go, win, and come back. Mission accomplished.
Nate, Shay, gentlemen, congratulations. You are now joining us in the final round. Now, in this final round, we're asking you both to go back to your home forges to build this. The Germanic Battle Axe.
The Germanic battle axe dates back to 16th century Europe, featuring a long shaft with a forward-facing axe head, a pick on the back, and a spike at the end of the shaft. This deadly weapon was favored by knights because of its ability to deliver devastating blows and even pierce armor. Today, the axe can be seen on display in the Arms and Armor collection of the Art Institute of Chicago.
Guys, there's quite a few parameters you need to follow. Now, the axe head itself needs to be between 7.5, 8.5 inches in length from tip to tip and crescent shaped. On the rear side of this blade, you need to have a rearward facing pick. And on the top of your weapon, you need to have a spike. So good luck. Can't wait to see these blades. We'll see you in 4 days.
Today is day one. I'm gonna make that Germanic battle axe. My shop is out of my garage, and there's no guarantees I won't piss off my neighbors. Sorry. I have to get this axe head forged out. I'm going for a mono steel construction because that is a far stronger method of construction than to take a bunch of individual pieces and weld them all together. Steel's moving, everything's looking good, I'm in control. Awesome. It's the end of day one, and I'm kind of where I want to be. Day two, start to drift a hole. The eye is the most critical area structurally of the axe. If there's anything that's going to break, it's most likely going to be this area. It is critical that I get it just right before I proceed with anything else. My drift is stuck. I don't think there's any way I can get this out, so I think this blade is finished. I'm gonna find a workaround from the problems I'm experiencing, and I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna layer pieces up and leave a space in the middle. It's like a prefabricated eye. Woo! Okay, it worked. So I'm feeling relieved. I'm a former champ. I've been at this as a full-time job for the past 5 years, and I am turning in a weapon to the judges that I am proud of.
We're at my home forge in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, and it's day 1 of the Germanic battle axe build.
Hoping this is enough steel.
I'm doing Damascus just in case it comes down to fit and finish. I need to draw out this steel, but I also really want to make this blade fast and light. And 2, making it strong, but also thinner. Looks good. Day 3, yesterday, I got my handle started, and I've got my head finished, so today I've got to go in for the quench. Ooh, I'm nervous. Let's go for it. Let's file check it. Yeah, everything's just how I want it to be. Day 4, I've got to take out weight where it needs weight taken out because we want to be able to swing it multiple times, not just once. Let's give this a go. Oh, this thing is so much fun. I could do this all day.
Nate, Shay, welcome back to the Forge and welcome to the final round of testing in our Champions Cup competition. To start things off, we've got the dynamic kill test, and I'm gonna hand you over to Doug for that.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the dynamic heel test. Unfortunately, due to my injury, I'm not able to do the test today, but I'll hand you over to Ben. Nate, you're up first. Are you ready?
I'm ready. My worst fear is that my edge is going to take damage, or somehow the axe is going to come loose, and I'm going to hear that rattle when they're all done. I'm a tad nervous.
Well, Nate, this is a lethal battle axe. I mean, this cut deeply into the chest, severing all of the ribs underneath. Everything is still right and tight. Everything is still straight. And all in all, nice job.
Thank you.
All right, Ashay, you ready to see your axe do some work?
Show me what it can do.
I'll try it.
Was a nasty hit.
All right, Ashay, what you have here is a very lethal battle axe. I mean, it cuts deep into the gut, cleaving straight through the ribs, and obviously taking the top of the head clean off. Your edge has taken no damage, but I wish the spike were a little longer, because this point and this point are almost at the same height. So if it were just a little bit longer, it would have done its own damage a little bit better. But all in all, nice job.
Thank you so much.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to our dynamic strength test, the rope and armored shop. Nate, you're up first. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, Nate, your weapon here cut through the rope beautifully. The blade you have here, there's no damage to this edge. It's still a razor blade. Your pick, it might have taken just a hair of dulling, but it passed right through the armor. I mean, it didn't even slow down. Everything is still tight. It's a destroyer. This thing is wicked. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Shay, you ready?
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, good, because I really want to do this again.
That was fun.
All right, Shay, right off. Everything's right and tight. You didn't lose the tip. There's a little bit of dulling right here, but not much. It's a lighter axe, but lighter in battle axe is not necessarily what you want. I want that weight because it's going to impact deeper. But it's got a wicked look, it's got a good feel to it, and it certainly does the job it's supposed to do, so well done.
Thank you so much.
Well, champions, today's two-time Forge and Fire champion is... Nate. Very well done. Now, Shay, you fought hard. You brought us a beautiful blade. I wish I could give out 2 titles today, but unfortunately, yours did not make the cut, and Ben's going to tell you why.
Well, Ashay, at the end of the day, battle axes are bludgeoning weapons, and yours is a little bit on the lighter side. And the point that you have on the top is only barely above the crescent of your axe, making it less effective in the stab. It's for those tiny reasons we have to let you go.
Well, Shay, you're a talented smith, but unfortunately, your time in this competition has ended. I'm gonna have to ask you to please step off the forge floor.
Thank you so much.
Great job.
Very well done, Ashay.
Thank you.
Congrats, man. You deserve it. I'm bummed and to not be a 2-time champion, but I'm really pleased with my performance, and I'm gonna see you next time. And I'm gonna make a longer spike, and that ballistics dummy better watch out.
Nate, that makes you a 2-time Forge and Fire champion. You're getting your name on the Champions Cup, and you're receiving a check for $10,000. Well done.
Nice job.
How does it feel?
Amazing.
Yeah. That's all you got.
I still don't
That's all
believe
you
it.
got.
That's all I got.